have any regrets from our through hike? It's a good question.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't have any, I don't think.
I really don't think I have any either.
Yeah, I think we're really glad about the dates when we started. We were first a little worried about how cold it was going to be, but I think that was actually really nice then because we hiked into spring.
Yeah.
And like once we got to Virginia, it was all pretty. So I think from timing wise, I don't have any regrets, and we also met great people on trail. And
actually, I think this is kind of cheesy, but I kind of regret that we didn't get to finish with our tramily. It would have been nice to share that experience together.
Yeah, we had this goal of finishing on Pace's birthday, and for that we just had to keep pushing.
Yeah, we pushed a lot the last couple of weeks.
Especially the last 2-3 weeks, I think we had several 20+ mile days just to stick to the goal. And and I think the rest of the group just kind of slowed down and enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
We didn't really enjoy the last 2-3 weeks that much. So that's true. That's probably something we could have done differently. If your birthday was 2 weeks later, you could have just taken it easier.
Yeah.
Do I have any regrets about hiking the Appalachian Trail? I'm so happy that I did it. Let's start there. It was my biggest personal accomplishment in my life, outside of my family, my kids, my marriage. But for a personal goal that I set individually for myself, it's my biggest accomplishment to date. And the one thing that I regret about it is leaving so early in the year. I left on February 17th, and it was cold. You may start in Georgia and think, oh, the average temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. But that first night I spent on trail was 23 degrees, and it was quite a shocker. Immediately I was thinking what I got myself into. Coincidentally, when you leave that early, there are certain trail events that you miss. Number one was Damascus Trail Days. I was so far north when that occurred that I was not able to really participate without leaving the trail family that I had established, and I was well into New Jersey when that came. So that was one of the things that I regretted, was not being able to go to Trail Days during the year of my hike. It's such a big thing to do, and I look forward to it next year. The other thing about leaving that early in the year is swimming. The water, later on as the season goes on, you start to get into those waterfalls and those lakes and those streams and those ponds, and you start to really bond with other hikers. That didn't happen until later on. So that was my big regret, is leaving so early in the year. If I did it again, I probably would leave 1 month later, probably the third week in March.
As far as regrets go on the Appalachian Trail, I didn't have very many. The biggest one that comes to my mind was deciding to carry ice spikes. I carried them all the way to Hot Springs, North Carolina, which is, I think, like 200-300 miles. Sent them home, and then that very next week, I had to climb up Roan Mountain, and it was all covered in ice. So I played that move all wrong, and ice spikes are heavy. I'd say you'd be good without them, but, you know, I don't know. I lucked out through the Smokies too, so I don't know. My regret was I just played the ice spike situation wrong. If I were to redo it, I'd probably just carry them through the Smokies, and that would probably be it.
Do I have any regrets from my through hike? Honestly, I can say no. I believe that I got the intended purpose from my through hike. I believe that I started when I needed to, and I finished when I needed to. As far as regrets, I don't have any regrets or anything. I believe I stopped and smelled the roses, and I didn't let the grass grow under me too much. I don't think that I done it too fast or anything. I know by the time I got to Mount Katahdin, I was ready to be back home. I was just ready to, be back at my house.
Do I have any regrets about my through hike? I don't really have any regrets. I was quite lucky it went as planned, give or take. It was a great opportunity and it all went well. I guess my only advice, which I maybe would have followed a bit more if I'd, in retrospect, was just to make sure you stop and take time to enjoy your environment. It's quite easy to become focused on your hike, how far you've got to go today and how long it's taking you and what time you think you're going to get there. But it doesn't really matter as long as you get to where you need to get to. So just take time, smell the flowers as it were, enjoy the scenery and sit and just take those moments of reflection.
I think the only thing for me that I regret is not going slower. But I never would have gone slower because I wanted to get home. And so it's one of those push-pull things. So I think that I regretted not having more time to spend soaking up some of the places that I went to. But like I said, I wouldn't have done it any different. And if I were to do it again tomorrow, I'd still be pushing myself as much as I pushed myself on this hike. So it's kind of a weird one for me, because as much as I regret not having more time to spend, and it's not even that I didn't have more time to spend, because I did, I just didn't want to take more time. But it's also something that I do regret, is that I didn't have more time to sit by more rivers, sit on more mountaintops, take more blue blazes to little peaks here and there that might have been really beautiful, things like that, because I was really focused on grinding out the miles that I needed to do each day because I wanted to finish my hike and get home to my family.